Good morning, brothers and sisters. Welcome to our New Jersey's Cheon 1 prayer vigil. We will begin by greeting our heavenly parents and true parents. Chanjin Champumuke Kyumbe. Bado. We will now recite the family pledge. First in Korean.
가정맹세 2. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님을 모시어 천주의 대표적 가정이 되며 중심적 가정이 되어 가정에서는 효자, 국가에서는 충신, 세계에서는 성인, 천주에서는 성자의 가정의 도리를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
In English, 2. Our family, the owner of Chanilguk, pledges to represent and become central to heaven and earth by attending the heavenly parent and true parents. We pledge to perfect the dutiful family way of filial sons and daughters in our family, patriots in our nation, saints in the world, and divine sons and daughters in heaven and earth by standing on true love. Thank you. And for opening prayer, can I please ask Mr. Robert Beebe if he can open us up in prayer, please? Oh, sorry, you're still muted. There you go.
Our beloved Heavenly Parent, this morning we are so grateful to be alive and to rise this morning, be together with our brothers and sisters before you, before our true parents. We thank you so much for all the love and care that you give to us each and every day. Father, that we can be alive at this time in history, Father, with true parents, that we could understand, Father, through them, Father, more deeply your heart, Father, and your loving concern, Father, for your children throughout the world. Father, we know that we live in a perilous time today, so much going on, still so much violence in the world. We pray, Father, for our brothers and sisters throughout the members that are in countries that are experiencing so many difficulties and conflict and fighting at this time. Please, Father, be with them and guide and protect them. Be with us here this morning, Father, as we gather here together, that we can receive your words, Father, through our true mother. We are grateful for this opportunity, Father, to receive this spiritual nourishment, Father, each morning. We just want to make this time now and offer to you, Robert Beebe, the Central family. Amen.
Aju. Thank you so much, Mr. Robert Beebe, for that opening prayer. We will now begin with our light morning stretches. So we're going to start off shaking out our muscles, loosening up, waking up our body. There you go, waking up. All right, and we'll go starting with stretching all the way up to the sky. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we'll start bringing our arms back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we'll do neck rotations. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other way. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now we'll do big arm circles. Ooh, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other way. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now smaller circles. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other way. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll do crossovers. 5, 4, 2, 1. Other way. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, if you're sitting down, I don't know if you can see me, but you bring your knee up all the way up to your chest. You can try doing it standing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, and then last 10 seconds, you can stretch whatever body part you'd like. Ready? So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Hopefully everyone's wide awake. We'll now be going into our breakout rooms to share our appreciations and gratitude for today. I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Welcome back, everyone. I had the pleasure of having Mr. and Mrs. Beebe in our breakout room. Can I please ask Mr. and Beebe to unmute and share your gratitude and appreciation for today?
Good morning again. We're just sharing about our school, and last night we had a wonderful what we call winter concerts with a full house of parents and family there and watching their children perform, singing, dancing, drama. I'm grateful for Mrs. Desotel. She's our drama teacher this year. She did a great job, bringing it all together. They did a short skit about Christmas Carol. Charles Dickens did a great job, and just grateful that we could survive another year of that. That's leading up to it. It's very stressful putting it all together, but it always comes together in the end. And now we have this half a day today and enjoy our winter break. And 4 of our children are coming for the Christmas time. So just grateful that our family can come together. So I'm sure many of you are doing this.
Yeah, I'm grateful for yesterday's event, the school. I felt really myself, God's spirit. I really appreciate our Pastor Taquino and his beautiful prayer. And I think it's really opening people's hearts. And for Jake, who came also and has so much great energy, right? I'm grateful for, as the MC, I'm really grateful for the community that we have, these parents and children that we can care for every day, and it grows our own hearts. I'm grateful for that. And also for our music director. She's the daughter of one of the members, and she's so she invested so much, really. It was a great event, not because one person is great, but because everyone was great, right? Everyone really participated so well. And yeah, it makes me happy and grateful to be in a community. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Mr. and Mrs. Beebe. I really enjoyed our breakout room and being able to share about our Christmas holidays. We will now begin our True Mother's Memoir. So please prepare your hearts and mind as we listen to Dr. Ward as he reads and shares his insights for today. Thank you.
Always forget to unmute. Good morning to you, brothers and sisters, and thanks for everyone for being here again today. Let's begin by sharing Mother's words for this morning from the Mother of Peace. As a summer rain fell upon the lawn, in his 1991 novel, Mao II, an American writer, Don DeLillo, described the unification movement's mass weddings as opening the path forward for humanity. Interestingly, he depicted our 1982 blessing ceremony at Madison Square Garden as having taken place at Yankee Stadium. Mr. DeLillo, in any case, described the oneness and harmony among thousands of young couples, devoting their marriage and family to God, and observed we are all Moonies, or should be. Back then, we were known, often not affectionately, as the Moonies. The name was a creation of the media. We were new and exciting. Regardless of the name, Mr. DeLillo grasped something profound. I'm sure millions of Americans had similar intuitions. everyone indeed should and will someday participate in the blessing of marriage for world peace. When my husband and I arrived in the United States in December of 1971, 5 years before the Yankee Stadium rally, we saw a world adrift on a chartless ocean with no compass. The threat of communism was growing, and Christianity was losing strength. Christian theologians even came up with justifications for communism. Young people wandered about having no purpose or goals, seduced by sexual temptation and false freedom advertised by the birth control pill. The United States, founded in the blood and sweat of people of faith who had crossed the Atlantic, risking their lives in pursuit of religious freedom, was breaking its covenant with God. Thank you. So when we read these words this morning, what comes to mind to me first is Abraham's prayer, asking God to spare Sodom and Gomorrah. And in that prayer, we know that he kind of negotiates with God, beginning with saying, you know, if I can find 50 people in Sodom and Gomorrah, will you save those cities? And God says yes. And finally, they whittle it down to 10. And even at 10, God says, yes, I will save Sodom and Gomorrah. So this is a beautiful way to look at America. It's not, when God looks at America, God isn't necessarily looking at all of America's sins, wrongdoing, selfishness. God is looking for those 10 people. God is looking for the people that somehow makes it possible for God to love this country. So across American history, I think that we can sense that there was always a remnant. There were always these 10 people that somehow made it possible for God to continue to work here. So I want to just share my slides for a minute. And I want to take and invite us to reflect a little bit on Mother's closing comment today about breaking the covenant with God. I don't know. Okay, there we go. So I think that many of you probably know Dr. Sandra Lowen. She's one of the oldest members of our church. I think she joined like in the mid-1960s and has played many major roles in the history of our church. And I wanted to share a dream that she shared many years ago, something that God had shared with her about the United States. And in that dream, she said that she saw the crowned Jesus, and that there was sweat and blood that was in those thorns, and somehow as the light shined down upon those thorns, they almost looked like stars. And then that she said that she saw Jesus wore that crown of thorns as he was being tortured, scourged. And she looked at Jesus who was being scourged, and she looked at the back of Jesus and saw these bloody stripes. And then God revealed to her in a dream, basically, that these stars and what was on the Jesus back, really, God put those two things together in her dream, and it became the American flag. And True Father has also spoken about the American flag, and True Father described the American flag, and he said, do you know why there are 13 stripes on the American flag? Those 13 stripes are there because it represents Jesus and his 12 disciples. So anyways, there is this symbolism. I think that relates, I believe, to this whole notion of this remnant of 10. There's something inside that when God looks at America, God doesn't want to see all those ugly things. God wants to think about the righteous things that happened in America's history. And I think about the words of John Winthrop, who borrows from Jesus, I believe, from the Sermon on the Mountain. John Winthrop in 1630, he gave a sermon talking about the Massachusetts Bay Colony. And he said, "For we must consider that we shall be as a city upon a hill." That's exactly the term that Jesus used, the city upon a hill. "The eyes of all people are upon us, so that if we shall falsely deal with our God in this work we have undertaken, and so cause him to withdraw his present help from us, we shall be made a story and a byword throughout the world." So basically, John Winthrop understood that somehow there had been a covenant, an agreement by those who first came to the Massachusetts Bay Colony, those who came and settled in Massachusetts, that this bounding that they made with God, this commitment that they made, was that they were going to be a faithful people and that they were going to uphold their commitment to build a city upon a hill that would represent God. That was their determination and their commitment before God, what they intended to do there in this on this American continent. And I really think that Father was thinking about those words when he came to America, and he shared in America, because I can never forget a speech that Father gave in October of 1973. That was part of the 21 city tour. And in that speech, what Father kept saying is, God is leaving America. God is leaving America. God's leaving your churches. God is leaving your homes. God is leaving America. And he saw that very, very clearly. He basically saw that the covenant that was broken was what concerned him, and he came. True Father and true Mother came in order to reestablish that covenant. So we read these words this morning. When my husband and I arrived in the United States in December of 1971, 5 years before the Yankee Stadium rally, we saw a world adrift on a chartless ocean with no compass. The threat of communism was growing and Christianity was losing strength. Christian theologians even came up with justifications for communism. Young people wandered about having no purpose or goal, seduced by sexual temptation and the false freedom advertised by the birth control pill. The United States, founded in the blood and sweat of people of faith who had crossed the Atlantic, risking their lives in pursuit of religious freedom, was breaking its covenant with God. So my question to all of you, when you read this description, how much is this state of America described here different from the state of America of today? When we look at America today, is it so different from this? Have things changed so much? Are there a lot of glimmers of hope and expectation when we look at the real America, when we watch TV on a day-to-day basis? How much has any of this changed? And what I want to invite us to think about is, what did make a difference? What has changed? Why is this America, which seems so chaotic and so torn apart and so misguided, why is it different? And the answer is it's different is because true parents loved this country. True parents came in and they stood in the role that the Pilgrims came, but at a much, much higher level. And they were able to really resonate with God and to feel how God loved this country. They were able to love this country for God. They were able to comfort God about the future of this country, that somehow things were going to be different. Somehow things were going to be changed. That meant so much. You know, God needs a home. God needs a place where God can be at peace, and that place is within the human being. Human beings are temples of God. That's where God needs to be able to dwell. And the amazing thing, brothers and sisters, that all of us can be grateful for is that for more than 30 years, God had the opportunity to dwell in America through true parents in a way that God had never dwelled in America and was able to plant a beautiful seed. And that still today, as we read yesterday, when Mother looks at America, she doesn't see all of the terrible things that are going on. Instead, she looks at those 10 people. She looks at the daffodils. That is what's comforting to her. That is what makes a difference to her. She looks at all of you. That is what Mother sees on a day-to-day basis. And that is the source of comfort and inspiration. And so each of us at this time in our life, we have to ask ourselves the question, what can I do to push the envelope forward? We have to move the envelope forward. We have to continue. Each one of us is endowed as an individual truth body with certain types of gifts that we can bring to move things forward. And our brothers and sisters are so precious. If you think about Jesus' disciples, they were only with him for a year or 2 years or 3 years at the most. They didn't spend much time. But our brothers and sisters have been with true parents for decades. And now is the time that we have to bring those things to blossom, to fruition. It just takes one St. Paul. It just takes one John the Baptist to turn around the country. So we have to find that special person. We have to find those special people that are out there that are ready and that can help to really turn things around. That's the key. And as Mother says, which is so powerful, we have to keep this faith that Mother had. Regardless of the name, Mr. DeLillo grasped something profound. I'm sure millions of Americans had similar intuitions. Everyone indeed should and will someday participate in the blessing of marriage for world peace. That is our responsibility. And all of us are walking this path together. All of us are setting a condition beautifully every single day through this morning devotion, setting a condition to comfort God's heart, to allow that God can dwell in us, somehow trying to resemble the way in which for 33 years God lived in the hearts of true parents in this country. Somehow we have to carry forward that tradition, comfort God, and go forward with confidence that each as an individual truth body, we can contribute to this, and we can find those chosen Pauls and John the Baptist who are going to make the difference so that this country indeed is going to change in the twinkling of an eye, at a moment that people don't expect. We just keep going. We just keep faith, and we inherit Mother's confidence that millions upon millions are going to receive the blessing. Thank you very much.
Wow. Thank you so much, Dr. Ward, for the reading and that beautiful insight from True Mother's memoir. We will now move into our breakout room and share any keywords or insights from Dr. Ward today and the reading. Thank you.
You want to go?
Yeah.
Welcome back, everyone. I had a very heartfelt sharing today with Mr. Takashi and Mrs. Takuno. But unfortunately, due to time, we can't have a representative sharing, but please feel free to share any keywords or insights in the chat. I will now pass it to Mr. Takino in the Cheon 1 prayer room for any announcements and closing prayer.
Good morning. Sorry. Wow, that was quickly. Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Watt. I was sharing actually how beautiful the America, amazing country, because I came from Japan, and the amazing country. This country got prepared. Okay, so today I like to invite Jake from Chonshu.
Please join me in my prayer. Good morning, Heavenly Parents and true parents. Thank you so much for another week that you've given us reading your words day by day and having this opportunity, sharing your words uh, with our uh, brothers and sisters really help us to understand deeper the heart of our true parents, especially the heart of true mother, and this investment of our true parents and investment of our elders uh, to really fulfill your will and to be able to really come up in this era of channel book. And we really appreciate Heavenly Parent your um the opportunity that you've given us to really witness and come to know all these stories. Even these days, we're reading about Yankee Stadium, and we felt a lot of things that is really connected to our current situation right now, especially today, receive so much inspiration, how important uh, to realize how you really appreciate us and how true parents really focus on us. Sometimes we forgot. Sometimes we felt like we're doing all by ourselves. Sometimes we felt alone in walking in this path, but to realize how much true parents really care for us. Even last time, mother even came here uh, just to meet us and not even thinking the problems of US, but of this nation, but more on uh, exciting to really meet the young generation uh, in this nation and to be able to think that way. We realize how much you really believe in us. And I hope that we can really bring that in our daily lives. I pray for our blessed families and all the leaders that been serving you and trying to really do something to really help our providence. May you really guide them. And I hope that it will give us and serve us an inspiration to keep moving forward. We thank you so much for all the words that you've given us day by day. It became truly our strength and guidance. And I hope that we can really use this today, especially today. We're going to have a big events here in New Jersey. We're having a Christmas party and meeting a lot of young generation. And I hope that we can be able to really share that heart and love of from our true parents. Thank you so much once again for everything, for all the love and support and guidance that you've given us. And all of these things I would like to offer on behalf of our brothers and sisters gathered here today. In my name, Jake and Jinsel Roboscopo, Jew.
Please feel free to unmute for unison prayer.
Holding us. Even we have no foundation. Our ancestors, not like a Christian country. Maybe Japan is one of the countries Satan took.
You and you can really understand
Parent to
Still,
parent. Thank you very much.
God,
So
you
much.
send parents there.
Remind me, yeah, 2000,
More
yeah,
than
1960,
other countries,
to
Japanese members
came
are
to United
connecting to the true parents.
States.
This is amazing because we don't know so much about the Bible
reaching out.
or heart of the
Then
Jesus,
next
Not
the heart of
realizing
God.
how bad the
Don't care
situation
too
is
much.
for the people,
Almost very near
not
the
yet
socialism.
understood that you are the heavenly parent who have
Still, true parents,
lives and
the
sacrifice before the
Reverend
heart of
Nishikawa,
we come
and
to you this day.
many
We offer
people
the
join
fruit of our
in
heart, our
Christian
will, our
church.
lives. We want to fulfill
All
the victory
that
of heaven
the work.
world. Life is the hardest deal.
Why Japanese
I,
members,
Father, be
once we
grateful
touch the heart of the
ourselves and so
the
we
loyalty
will
is
store
the
our
strongest
hearts for
of the
you,
Japanese people.
fulfill your
And
wish, your
out of
desire.
the loyalty,
Heavenly parents,
we
Father,
move to the world.
you have
Never
dispensed this
from
blessing,
us. We move
ancestor
out
liberation and
of
for
loyalty.
and the two mothers
430 generations of our ancestors in line
I came to America.
coming
like it was a
together
unity,
because
like it was
Country
a
you must
already blessed by God.
that's the heart.
find
Very
how
beginning,
to
Take over.
get
Then would like
to
to be
half
the
country start.
build
Heavenly
towards the
Father,
world.
please guide me, help
And
us
to heart
do your
open
will.
God
zeal.
already blessed this country
We
and
want to
protect this
offer
country,
all of our heart,
America.
all of our being to you.
For this
Restore
America
this
is
world,
a,
Thank you very
restore
much for
everything
the
one of
back
the
today.
to
ideal
We wish
nation,
that yeah, end of the
embracing
this year,
everyone
2020, brings
beyond the nationality, beyond the
by
religious
give
group,
that
fire with
year
beyond the
2024,
culture,
2025,
and
for this
country,
all the
America,
heavenly
country.
parent,
So we wish to
Father,
president,
live forever to do
leaders
your will.
we're true
in
mothers
front
With
of the
a,
and we
Bible,
must
with
celebrate
depending
a
on God.
Christmas
hope, with
I
a
do
great
my service
sincerity
to
and
the nation,
realize
to the
faith
people,
without everything
shifts.
is wrong.
under the God.
Father,
Holy Father,
has
thank you
not
very
reached
much.
my
Christian
heart
We wish
proclamation.
to do the best for
still
our children.
Other countries
offered
Within our
not
we
like
have
this.
responsible our
and
Thank
some
God
small group
we
of
are the very
Christmas
for
small
cards
and
out.
more
people
power to
from
the
America
I pray
protect
we
the
have tried to do our
spirit
own ideas, our own
Cause them to
inventions,
help us.
all other
intentions,
nations,
and
other
it's come up
nations.
sadly short.
To do your will, to
I
do your
pray
will.
that the
Without
kingdom
every
be restored in
Wonderful,
the
wonderful,
world.
Yakiba.
that she
We are
We
the
offer
touch
our
the
heart,
heart of the
this
true
country
parents.
our heart of love, our heart of hope, our
Here,
heart of zeal
amazing people,
handle that.
for
brother and
the
sister.
world.
I hear
Do
many
your
All
will.
stories,
people will
Read
real
bless
life
your
you.
stories,
wish
We
and
living
all
then
with the
will
true
be
read the
parents.
blessing to
the way.
you where
This is a
the
country
way
with
that
a
Father,
really
pour
thank you
out
very much.
so
Thank you
parents
very much
everything
for this.
and
off
has
everything.
a hope,
Try
Loving
to do the
Heavenly
best.
Parent,
hope of
we
the
in
world.
America have
And
such
please,
America is
a
the hope
responsibility to help
of the
build our
nation, of the
nation.
world.
keep us. Heavenly Father,
Thank you so much, everyone. The amazing prayers. That concludes our today's Chunshim One prayer vigil. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming and joining us this morning, and hopefully I get to see everyone tomorrow as well. Hope everyone has a great day. Happy Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Bye, guys.
Good morning.
Yes. Thank you, Jeanette.
Happy Friday.
thank you very much.
Happy
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Have a
And
beautiful
then, yeah, everybody, thank you very much. Thank you, Dr.
Thank
Henry.
you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Take
you.
care.
Yes,
Thank
please.
you. All the best always. Thank
Yeah.
you,
Salam.
Dr. Ward.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeanette.
Where's
Cute. Ay, kamusta ka sa
Thank you, Han.
Thank you.
Europa.
Thank you, Mika's father.
God bless.
Bismarck.
Mark.
Yes, good morning.
Uh,
And Birdman of Chillicothe. Hey.
Hi guys.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Ward.